Hi, good day. Welcome to my channel. My name's Ray. That was my dog Junebug jumping up next to me. This is our channel. This is Life and Vibe, and I am coming to you with a reaction video today. I haven't ever done one before, so this is my first one. And why I have felt particularly inspired at this time to do a reaction video is coming from my position as a registered nurse. And so this is just my opinions as a healthcare professional. This is not any attempt to cause any type of bullying or cause any type of dislike towards somebody. It's just the concerns that I have as a healthcare professional, and seeing somebody just, you know, having actions that maybe at the time something that would not be considered safe. So anyway, so how it starts out is that I have been watching a YouTube channel by the name of iAllegedly, and this channel is I guess you could call it a financial channel, though they do not purport to give any type of financial advice at all. So what they do have is, or what he does to have, is over 110 subscribers. As a disclaimer again, this is just my opinion. This is not anything but that. It's just things that I've seen as somebody who is a healthcare provider that just kind of keeps perpetuating this mindset, I would say, that I just think, you know, we could take time to maybe take a little look at. This is a channel of a gentleman. His channel started probably during the start of the pandemic, I'm guessing, when he started talking about stimulus news. That was a very popular topic. He does not talk about anything political, and my channel certainly is not a political channel at all. I'm coming from this, like I said, as a healthcare professional and somebody, you know, who's getting ready to take her nap so she can go to work tonight and work a 12-hour shift. And so my credentials are, I have a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. I have worked in the healthcare field for over 10 years. I have going to try to be as professional as possible about this and not try to use any bad language, though I tend to be somebody who tends to get very, what's the word? I can be very colorful, I guess that's the right word. I do live here in the United States, so I'm on the other coast, so I'm here in the East Coast, he's over on the West Coast in California. So his channel, from what I can tell, it's been growing organically. It's very popular. There's not much information in his about section. He talks about, like I said, things in the news in regards to finance and topics of interest. He's got a lot of folks watching his channel, and so I stumbled across it just kind of because I have an interest in financial topics, and you know, I like to try to look outside the box from what is just in the regular news. And so anyway, I don't want to go on too long about it, but he's grown a lot. So he has already got people, you know, advertising and stuff. So anyway, I'm probably going to stop, and I don't want to stop too much. So anyway, without further ado, the episode that I'm talking about was called Hope is Not a Strategy, Prepare for the Economic Collapse. Now, if that was not a title to drive some traffic to a site, then I don't know what is. So it just seems to be, you know, I mean, some of the things he says I actually probably agree with. And I'm probably not much younger than he is. I have no idea how old he is. So anyway, I'm probably going to say some things about his background. So just, you know, bear with me. And if you are somebody who watches this channel and that you see that I have commented on his, because I'll link, you know, his video down below, you know, that's fine. I don't mind. It drives traffic to my site, and if you do find my commentary interesting, I would love for you to like, comment, and subscribe. Obviously, I mean, this is YouTube. This is what it's all about. And I'm sure with the number of subscribers, he's making, you know, he's probably making pretty good money now. He is living the life of a social media influencer. On what I like to know, and I don't know if this title has already been stolen, but what I like to call BoomerTube, and Dan is the king of BoomerTube. Alright, I've talked too much. Okay, so there is a website by Health and Human Services that will give you the number of hospitalizations and the number of people that will be in the ICUs in this particular area. So he said it was Orange and Eisenhower Park, Orange, California, I guess Orange County, California, Eisenhower Park area. So anyway, let's get back to the video.
And again, no store would leave things like this in this condition. So I would stock up right now, guys. I would get what I could get, because this is not a good sign, okay, to say the least.
So Dan wants to cause more supply chain issues by telling people to stock up. I mean, that is something that I've heard from people that, you know, do this stuff, because I spend a lot of time listening, because I work nights, so in the days when I'm at home, I'm actually watching a lot of financial shows like Yahoo Finance and Bloomberg Early Morning Edition and different financial shows, and just various sources of financial news, and hearing what's going on. And I know that part of what they say is that if you start stocking up, you're actually going to cause more issues, because they're trying to put things back to some sort of normalcy. But when you have folks, you know, just stocking up, it's very hard for them to try to judge, you know, the use of things at the time. So it's making it very hard, because they use a lot of algorithms. I mean, there's a whole thing, supply chain. It would not be my jam. My jam obviously is in healthcare, and looking shocked at Dan walking around Albertsons without a mask on in Orange, California. Beware!
Now again, I interviewed a bunch of employees that work there, and
they probably trying to figure out why he didn't have a mask on. They know there's a mandate. They see him with a camera, probably. They don't... Oh my gosh. I'm surprised they were very kind to have spoken to him. You got lucky, Dan.
And there were plenty of people there to stock shelves and things like that. They didn't have the merchandise there. So, again, you know...
So it's not the lazy worker? Which is it, Dan?
Store CEOs to blame the work shortage is nonsense. It's absolutely unfair, and it's ridiculous. And again, don't take this, okay? You guys have unions. You guys have different groups that you're part of. You know, open your mouth and say something. Don't be the fall guy and stuff like this, because it's ridiculous. Stand up for yourself. Now, the next thing. This is sickening, okay? The world is off.
I'm really not sure which side Dan is on. If he's, you know, calling them lazy workers, trying to be facetious, when in fact he doesn't really think these folks are lazy. He thinks that they are hardworking. I'm very confused. I think he thinks that the supply chain is just messed up. But You know, he's telling people to, you know, to stock up. I have no idea. I'm very confused at this point.
Economically, but the S&P 500 companies, their profits grew in the fourth quarter 22%.
Yeah.
22% in the fourth quarter. And here's the other thing. Profits were up 50% for the year. So again, working different. These companies are not having trouble making money right now. You have to look at this. And again, look at it for your own life. I have an engineer.
That's why they say Main Street and Wall Street are two totally different worlds from one another. But Dan's going to have trying to think of a new health condition. Dan is going to have we had cardiac event? Let's go. Oh no.
And things like that. They didn't have merchandise there. So, again, you know, store CEOs to blame the work shortage is nonsense. It's absolutely unfair and it's ridiculous. And again, don't take this, okay? You guys have unions, you guys have different groups that you're part of. You know, open your mouth and say something. Don't be the fall guy and stuff like this because it's ridiculous. Stand up for yourself. Now, the next thing, this is sickening, okay? The world is off economically, but the S&P 500 companies, their profits grew in the fourth quarter 22%. 22% in the fourth quarter. And here's the other thing. Profits were up 50% for the year. So again, working different. These companies are not having trouble making money right now. You have to look at this. And again, look at it for your own life. I have an engineer friend who I really enjoy, very smart guy. He's with a startup. I think I've mentioned this in the past. They're basically, let me describe this product to you. It's basically a Band-Aid that you put on you and it reads your alcohol level in your body based on your sweat. Fascinating, okay? This cat lived around the world, lived in China, lived here. He's an engineer, but a very interesting guy. And we were gonna have lunch, we couldn't have lunch. But he was like, you know, Dan, I have a job now and I'm working remotely and I'm getting paid Silicon Valley money by working remotely from my house and from these different destinations. Oh, really? Traveling with an Airbnb, living in Airbnbs, getting paid all that money, working remotely. And again, a single guy doing what he wants to do. Oh, I've spent some time in Washington State. I'm going to travel to Arizona, to New Mexico. I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. Working remotely the entire time, okay? And again, like he said, getting Silicon Valley money, okay? So again, you know, is he hoping for a better gig? No, he found a better gig. They cannot work on the project, the alcohol Band-Aid thing. They can't work on that right now. They need investors, they need more testing, they need more people in a lab right now, which they're having difficulty getting done right now. So, that being said, okay? But again, not hoping for a better gig.
Not really sure what that whole diatribe was trying to say. I guess it's back to his, you know, leading back to this idea of hope. He is trying to weave the story. And I don't know if he's like mad that this guy is getting so well paid and is able to work remotely and is not having to show up to the office. Not sure. He was quite upset though, wasn't he? Back to Dan.
Not starving, not moving back in with his parents, going out on his own and doing his own gig. So, again guys, next thing, the IRS. It is just announced the IRS took in its biggest tax haul in the fourth quarter of 2021 ever, over $1 trillion. Dun dun dun, okay? Crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy. Plus, the IRS right now, they just announced certain filing things, and there's a date. Do you know what's funny? Did you know you just can't...
I guess the IRS's job is not to collect taxes. I mean, and if people are supposed to be making all this profit off of, you know, businesses and Wall Street and all of that, wouldn't that also, I mean, people are paying some gains. You do have to pay some gains. I don't know. Anyway, don't tell Dan that it'll be a conspiracy. Hold on.
Send your tax return in right now will not be processed. The first day to send your tax return in is January 27th. I didn't know that. I learned that. So you can't send your tax return in until January 27th of 2022 to file for 2021. The other thing is
that's been happening for a number of years now, that they've been asking people to not, you know, that the start of the tax season does seem to get a little bit later and later every year. I will give him that. But that's been kind of creeping along for a little bit. And, you know, a lot of companies have until January the 31st to send all their tax documentations to you. So it actually makes sense to kind of wait until the beginning of February. In my mind, I usually wait till I usually like to file my taxes right at the start of February, because I would have received all the paperwork, or they would be electronically available to me, because all these companies, your mortgage company, your employer, all of these folks have until the end of the month to provide this paperwork in order for you to file your taxes. So it doesn't really matter, because a lot of that paperwork hasn't arrived. So, you know, patience is a virtue, even with the IRS, Dan. He wants to get that YouTube money filed away.
They anticipate that it will take, here's two things, here's two conflicting stories which are fascinating, and that is, number one, if you anticipate a refund and you give the IRS your automated bank information, it should take 3 weeks to get your refund. Okay? That's fascinating. But then on the other hand, in the next story, it says, please expect massive delays in filing and getting your tax refund. It is anticipated that there are millions of tax refunds from 2020. Now remember, we're filing for last year, 2021. From 2020, they're still not processed yet. So, share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I really want to know what you think.
They probably were working with the same number of employees and also trying to provide stimulus and a variety of different, you know, rescue plans that have come about during the health crisis. But, you know, Dan's got it right. He's got to get upset about it.
And one other thing is that the food, the Beyond Meat thing, that was a hit, and I appreciate all your stuff and all the comments and all the emails and everything about that. But I took a field trip today, and because I couldn't meet my friend, take a look at this. Field trip. I had a lunch meeting today.
Okay, so I'm going to trigger Dan. Dan, this is a different video. I am a vegan, and so I made sure that I got some things too, because I had watched this video before. So I went and got myself a vegan chicken sandwich here. I haven't ate it. I ate one already because I already ate one, but I wanted to show that one. I got two. I always get two. So it's a vegan chicken sandwich there from my local vegan bakery. So they make all their own vegan meats in-house. They're fantastic. And today when I went there to pick up my sandwich, because they sell out pretty quick, I found out that they were doing their wonderful smoked vegan mac and cheese. It's all plant-based. And I did work at a cardiac hospital, and yes, I do live a plant-based life. So yes, Dan and I have a lot in common. Yes, he's going to show you in a second why he eats differently and why it's so much better. And I will be telling Dan that I had an uncle who was a firefighter who had the type of diet that he had, and has since adopted a plant-based diet ever since he had 8 heart attacks in one day.
Canceled, and I was in the air and I'm thinking, what am I going to eat over here? And then I thought, ooh.
And I'm not surprised, sorry to interrupt again, that his business meeting was cancelled. Because they knew he'd be maskless. They probably, or maybe they're sick. Who knows? Sick of Dan, probably.
In and out. So, guys, for those of you that are out of state, this is an internet hamburger. This is a double-double. And by the way, that's me, baby. It's 2 patties. They have grilled onions here that you can get, and I get extra grilled onions. And that is what they call animal fries without the spread. So it's fries, cheese, and grilled onions. Oh, damn, you know how bad that is for you? It's terrible. You're looking so fat. Okay. Anyways.
He will not be laughing when he gets a cardiac stent or he has 8 heart attacks in a day. You know, because if he's ate like this his whole life, unless he has like super arteries, he is going to be getting arthrosclerosis. It's just a fact.
That is delicious. That is a delicious looking burger. And again, guys, in and out.
Thank you for keeping me employed. Also.
Double, okay? And I'm going to eat it. I don't know if I can do this two hands. Anyways, I'm going to eat this thing.
Gotta get a lot of his ad time in there.
Whenever I order a burger lately, I ask for extra lettuce because they've been skimping on the lettuce and tomatoes and all that good stuff. Oh my god. I would love.
Oh my god, he gave me like a full view shot of his mouth with the burger sitting right in there. That was a little intense. And it's just, you know, I just want to say quickly that some of the greatest thinkers in mankind have chosen not to eat living creatures because they feel that they have elevated above that and beyond that. And it's not an arrogance thing, because Dan is certainly arrogant enough for all of us here, but it's just a different mindset. And so, you know, just this, I promise you, things will change one day. But, you know, he might be, you know, he's probably going to die to the grave like that. That's okay. Whatever. We'll make good money off of him in the car, you know. I'm sure he's going to have to be on some meds at some point. He's not going to be able to continue like this forever.
Love to have a food and travel. But, anyways, let's get back into it. This was $1 more than the fake chicken meal. $1 more. Look at the massive drink I got, too. Plus I got real meat. Oh my god, it was delicious. Fantastic. That was absolutely delicious.
Dan has to like shit on everyone, you know, because you can't have a flexitarian, you know, the age group or the sort of demographic that Beyond Meat and Kentucky Fried Chicken are aiming for are not Dan, okay? And they actually, they piloted it in other cities before it was released, and it was very successful. They don't just release this without having piloted the product in other cities. But Dan can't have anybody have something else. You know, no, you can't be somebody looking to have alternative sources of food or looking for alternatives to health. No, absolutely not. Not with Dan. You know, you've got to be doggedly, you know, eating meat. Well, I can promise you, you know, you will be doggedly probably having, you know, colon cancer.
I know that there are people that don't eat meat or people that are saying, oh my gosh, Dan, it's so unhealthy for you. It was fantastic. It was just beautiful, okay? But one thing I love about this channel is every now and then I get tossed a softball that I just smack out of the park, and the timing could not be better because Beyond Meat, they're the makers of the butt nuggets that I had the other day at KFC,
Oh, he likes to call them butt nuggets too, the things from KFC, because he's got to be particularly derisive. And he's going to talk about, you know, the company. I mean, he's going to go off on a long snark again, because it's Dan, and he got to snark away, because that's what he does.
Lovely KFC fake nuggets, Beyond Nuggets. It has just been announced that they are one of the largest shorted companies on the stock exchange right now, and it's beautiful. I mean, they have a position that's almost 21 million shares of shorted stock. And again, it would take for the shorts to cover 8.9 days. You cannot make this up. And again, I heard it's based on some review that some guy from Orange County, California did on their Beyond Nuggets. Oh my god, guys. There's not much flavor. I'm going to call these butt nuggets from now on. And I don't know if that's true. But again, how anybody can eat that stuff and call it real meat, and, you know,
They don't call it real meat. Shockingly.
I always think of this one picture that pops up about Beyond Meats, and doesn't that look appetizing? Ladies, your opinion? Okay.
I promise you, Dan, this is a nurse joke, and this is probably the rudest thing I will say. I've seen a lot of appendages of men your age, and they don't look dissimilar.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
Vegan products have been around forever. Some of them taste good. There's certain breakfast sausages that taste good. But man, I'm telling you, this stuff was not good, and it was horrific. So, There's that. I always appreciate when subscribers write me and give me really detailed information. Melanie, who works at a pharmacy, I'm not going to say that she's the pharmacist or not, or where, or anything like that, but she sent me some really detailed information. And this goes to getting yourself ready. You need to prepare for what's going down, guys, because all these empty store shelves should be the warning sign for you that things are in bad shape, okay? And again, as an older fat guy, okay, I've got to take certain medications every now and then, and I make sure that I have them. Now, Melanie.
I did not remember that part from having watched this before, that Dan discusses the fact that he's on medications and that he's an older fat guy. I mean, at least he's out walking about. I can let you know, I'm in my early 50s. I am not on any medications at this time, nor required to be on any. And I lead a lifestyle that includes a plant-based diet. Yeah, I'm one of those weird people. You know, one of these people that, you know, how dare I exist, you know, because it's upsetting to Dan that I'm in existence. But Dan again is encouraging another rush on the supplies. You know, it's just to screw up the supply chain issues a little bit further. We don't have much longer to go, by the way. But Dan is on a tirade today, folks.
Is telling me stories about how they can't get drugs for people right now. And again, guys, these empty store shelves should be a warning sign for you. This is something that, you know, this is happening to us in a very subtle manner right now. And you need to get yourself prepared for this. And if there is a medicine that you take, okay, on a regular basis, you should make sure that you have months of it right now. Oh, my doctor will never allow that. And again, I know someone with cancer who has to literally count the pills and then 2 days before has to get the new ones. And again, it's an absolute nightmare, but do everything you can to stock up and make sure you can get it because...
Okay, now I worked as an oncology RN, and they will not allow you to stock up with these particular medications like that. You can't just have a store of oncology medications such as these in your home, the ones that get sent to the home. You often have to have blood work being taken consistently, and the doctor has to approve you that you are fit and well enough to continue to take them, the ones that are delivered to the home. They are very expensive, and you can have really bad reactions to these. And so, no, your doctor is not just going to let you stock up on that. Absolutely not. You have got to monitor cancer patients very closely. So, but you know, Dan ran medical conferences, so what do I know? I just worked in oncology.
The story that she told me from Central Northern California is absolutely horrific. There's going to be a shortage of all this stuff. And just like the bare shelves that she had... Oh,
and also the other part about the months. You can have a doctor, if it's like a blood pressure medication, they will write for 3 months, up to 90 days. So, and you can have, you know, prescriptions onto those. But 90 days is generally the maximum that they will write for.
Has in the drugstore. And the stories that she's being told, and, oh, it'll be here next week, it'll be here the week after, this is your warning sign. You know, let's hope they fix it. No, they're not going to fix it. Have an ounce of responsibility towards your own health, your own well-being, peace of mind, and sleeping at night. And again, wealth. Wealth is not just a stack of cash. Wealth is peace of mind.
It's just irritating for somebody like myself as a healthcare professional that this gentleman has over, 110,000 subscribers who have just been given really bad advice about, what to do with their medications. And very little understanding. So, God, I'd hate to be the triage nurses on these people explaining this one. Been there before.
Of knowing that you've got your pharmaceuticals for 3 or 4 months, and you don't have to think about that, okay? Wouldn't that be...
The fact that he doesn't know you can get a 3-month supply of most of your drugs, and that's usually a cost savings as well. So he's talking about wealth. If you want to talk about wealth, Dan, usually you have a cost savings for getting a 3-month supply. There you go. Tip for you. Back to it.
Be wealthy to not have to worry about that and deal with that headache. Insulin, okay? People that have diabetic problems, she's telling me, oh, it's 2-3 days. You know how many people do this where they wait to the very end? Oh gosh, I'm gonna run out on Tuesday. I'll show up at the pharmacy Tuesday morning. And guess what, guys? You're not getting it now. So you've got to make arrangements for this stuff. This is the shape of things to come. And this is being.
So anyway, I wanted to address Dan. He's talking about insulin. Hold on.
Being done right before our eyes, and again, you need to take control of your own life and your own future and your own destiny from every aspect of it. And again,
okay, I was just going to say as an RN, if you are running or out of insulin and you have to have insulin and you are concerned you are going to have a hyperglycemic event because you do not have insulin, then I would recommend you get yourself to a hospital where they will have insulin, and probably tell us an emergency. Or I would start having a conversation with my healthcare provider about other alternatives of delivery systems of insulin. There are so many different ways that they deliver insulin now. There's so many different products. So, you know, I will give him credit. You don't ever want to run out of your insulin. But if that is the case, please don't just do the panic like Dan is doing. Please just take yourself to the emergency room of your local hospital.
what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to have a month's supply in the pharmacy, in the medicine cabinet. Okay? Who cares? Okay? No, like, what? He was nuts. Or there's going to be a point in time when you're not going to be able to get it, because what I do is I go refill it on a regular basis, and then, oh, hey, it's going to be 4 days. I don't even care, because I get to dip into the other supply, and you should be the same way. So think about this, because, again, Melanie's detailed everything she told me, from the pharmaceutical suppliers, from everything that she's dealing with, from the drugstore level and the empty shelves. There's nothing to do with labor. You think Melanie's lazy? Melanie's not stocking the shelves because she's too busy? No, there's nothing to put on the shelves, guys. Okay? That's what the truth is. Now the next thing is...
How many poor shop workers is Dan hitting up as they're trying to do their job in the day? He's just like hitting them all up. He's got probably out-of-date drugs in his house. Double check your bottles, Dan. So just stocking up over there.
Tesla. You know, I give this guy a hard time all the time because, again, you guys think that this guy, if he was here, he'd be walking on water. And it's crazy. And again, the Cybertruck. Think about this right now. This guy took in hundreds of millions of dollars in deposits for that Cybertruck. Promised production by 2021, and it didn't happen. Okay? Where's the outrage? Well, it'll happen in 2022. Okay? Now here's the thing. The Tesla website has eliminated the Cybertruck from a production date right now. It's not even on the website right now. So for those of you that wrote the check, you should be asking, where's my truck? Okay? Or where's my money back? Okay? So, outrageous, guys. But be the master of your own destiny, guys. Fix what is wrong. Fix this and look at this stuff. Because again, you know, this place could get wiped out with an earthquake, okay? And that's the one thing that the people here in California have had to deal with. Those people that live on the beach out there, and you know, we talked about that. What would that be like, living on the beach if they had that massive earthquake? Well, you face the tsunami warnings, you face that house that's on stilts is going to fall into the water. And yeah, that's what you deal with by living that close to the water. That's your gig. But they're prepared for that, or they're stupid.
I guess hope is not a strategy for that. Dan is on a roll today, I promise you. He's like triggered off on everything. He's off on the butt nuggets, Elon Musk. He's massless in Albertsons. I mean, he is on a full boomer roll.
It's one of those two things. So take the time to fix your life. Don't just hope that this administration is going to fix it. Don't just hope that our local politicians are going to do anything, because they're not. It's over with, guys. Inflation is here to stay, and it's only going to get worse. And you're a fool if you think it's only a 7%.
He has a lot of
The
ads.
producer price index is at 10% right now. We're supposed to believe that regular prices are only up 7%. It's great. I have people that write me and tell me that they think inflation is at 26%, 27%, and depending on who you listen to, you can, accept or reject those numbers. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. 25 miles an hour in a school zone. Seriously. Okay? I think it's a huge problem. And again, Tesla pays a reward for people that come up with stuff like this. Now, the final thing is remote work. Remote work is going to be huge. Now, there's a couple different types of remote work. You can work from home. But there is an island in England that they are looking for a caretaker to run the island and their 300-year-old pub. The island was founded in the 1300s, and the pub was founded 300 years ago, and you can be named the king of the island. Okay? And run the pub. Stories below. How cool would that be? King or queen. So, ladies, they're not going to discriminate. If you want to run a pub out of Northern Ireland, England, wherever this is at, anyway.
Which is it, Dan? Is it Northern Ireland? Or is it England? I think England has already a monarch who is Queen Elizabeth, so I'm not sure. I'd have to check out this story. But, hey, what difference does it make? Dan would love to be king of an island. Let's send Dan to the pub.
Check it out. But I always thought it would be very cool to have my own city and the police force and all that stuff. I just think that would be the most ultimate cool thing ever. So please, guys, take control of your own life, people. You're happy about something, let people know you're happy. You're unhappy, you want to question them, nothing wrong with that. Make sure you have detailed information before you call somebody and say, hey, I'm not happy with this. Take control of your own life, guys. Onward and upward. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, enjoy your thoughts. I will see you guys very soon.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, that was episode of iAllegedly.